and welcome to podcast number 27 of the Beautiful Things podcast. I'm Claire, your host, and I'm the owner of Beautiful Things, the craft studio in Brentwood, Essex, where I teach all sorts of sewing and craft related classes. And I also do some online crochet courses as well. So if you're new to the podcast, thanks for popping along, thanks for watching. And if you've been here for a while, thanks for coming back. I'm really sorry, it's been about 3, possibly 4 weeks since I last podcast. And I have to say, I have been really super busy with life in general and work. But unfortunately, not so much with my knitting and crochet, but more on that a little bit later. So today is an extra special podcast because not only do I have a little bit of an announcement about my summer plans, but also it's my podversary. Can you believe that tomorrow, on Friday the 23rd of June, my podcast will be 1 year old? Wow. I'm really pleased. Out of 52 weeks in a year, I've managed 27 podcasts. And I'm really chuffed about that. You guys have received it so well and you've been so lovely supporting me, commenting, liking, sharing, following me along the way. I feel that I've made a really lovely bunch of vloggy, crafty friends out there on Tinterweb. So thank you for supporting the podcast and happy birthday Beautiful Things podcast. So I'm going to make an announcement first of all about some of my craft alongs and knit alongs that have been taking place. We've got the gift along that takes place every single month right through to the end of the year, where you can pop on any items that you've made in preparation for Christmas. And lots of people entered in May. And the May prize, I can now say, goes to Vivette B, who I know as Viv. She is actually one of my pupils from Beautiful Things. But the reason that I chose her particular entry, she actually had 2 or 3 entries in the May finished object thread. But I chose her mock cable socks as my winner. Mainly because I was really impressed. Viv started to learn to knit socks on exactly the same day that I did, which was almost a year ago, going by my Instagram pictures. And she has done so well since then. So she's made endless pairs of vanilla socks and has now gone on to starting to attempt some patterns. So I was really pleased for her when she made these mock cable socks, but also they look really impressive. So I'll pop a picture up here. You would never know that they didn't have proper cable stitches in them. So I'm definitely going to give that sock pattern a go at some point. So well done, Viv. I will sort you out a little prize bag, and next time I see you at the studio, I'll pass it on to you. So the other cowl that I've got is my exploration station cowl. Now, for those of you who've been watching my podcast for a while, you'll know that I made the big decision to frog my exploration station and put it on the back burner and do one another day. So I'm not actually taking part in my own cowl anymore, but the cowl does run until the end of June. So what I will do is make sure that I pop a note in my diary to go on and have a look at all your lovely entries and announce a winner for you at the beginning of July. So if you're still working on your exploration stations, pop on over to the Ravelry groups. It's the Beautiful Things Ravelry group. You'll find it in the groups tab, and pop your finished objects in the exploration station finished objects thread. And there is also a chatter thread as well, so you can talk about colours or any problems that you might be having. So that's all the gift along part over and done with. I'm going to move on to finished objects, and I do have one, although technically I didn't finish it, but I almost did, and it needs blocking. So you might remember my groovy shawl that I started way back at the beginning of the year from this lovely Starcraft Cabaret yarn. Well, I had almost finished it, but I'd had about 3 pattern repeats left to do, and I just got bored of it, and I put it away for the time being and started on something new. Well, my mum was looking for something to do the other day, and I said she could finish my shawl if you wanted, Mum. So she did. So thank you, Mummy. She did the next 3 pattern repeats, and she actually added another one for me because I wanted it a little bit longer. So it hasn't been blocked yet, but you can see one side of it has got all of these lovely little picot points, and the other side just remains plain. But it's really lovely. You can wear it kind of neckerchief style, and it's really cozy. But you can see the reason it's called the Groovy Shawl, I'll try and come up close to the camera, is because the way that it's knitted, you've got the reverse stockinette and the garter panels, so it makes these kind of wavy bumps, which is really nice. But I absolutely love this shawl. I think it's definitely a winter wearer, winter autumn wearer, but it's going to be super snug and super cozy. And I just love the effect that these waves give. I'm not actually sure that I'm even going to block it. I might just leave it be for the time being. Obviously I'm not going to wear it anytime soon. So when the autumn winter comes around, it might just naturally block itself out with a little bit of bounce, so I don't lose too much of the ridges. So I don't want to harsh block it, because that will just make it flat, and it's the idea is that it's got these kind of undulating waves. But I'm really, really pleased with it, so thank you for finishing that for me, Mummy. The only other thing that I've got as a work in progress is to say I haven't actually knitted anything. I frogged my exploration station. I did about 3 more rows on my Mild Magic and got completely and utterly fed up with that. I've just fallen completely out of love with it. And I'm in a bit of a knitting rut, if I'm honest. And I know why that is, and there'll be more of that a little bit later. But I have still been working on my watermelon socks. I had hoped to have these finished for you today as a finished object. But the only chance that I've actually had to do any knitting was about 15 rows on these at swimming on Tuesday. So they're almost there. I've turned the heel. I've got to get to the next, it's going pale pink at the moment, it's going to go raspberry darky pink. When I finish there, then I'm going to put the toe in. So I will get these finished, but these just remain my swimming socks. So every Tuesday when I take the kids swimming, I get about 45 minutes between their lessons to sit and knit. So hopefully between the next couple of swimming sessions, I should get those finished and have a finished object to show you. I'm gonna take this off, it's a bit hot. So with all of that in mind, you may or may not, if you subscribe to this channel, have seen my big announcement video that I did the other day. If you haven't seen it, in a nutshell, my business is expanding and we are knocking through to the unit next door, and we are doubling in size and therefore doubling the amount of classes we can run and doubling the amount of pupils we can have attending. So I am super, super busy at the moment. It's why I haven't had a chance to do any knitting or any crochet, and why I've got absolutely nothing to show you. So my days have been super, super crafty. They've involved interviewing new teachers and tutors. I've been learning loads of new skills and techniques. I've been trying out different methods of painting and drawing and all sorts of arty things, and I've had a really, really lovely time. On reflection, I probably should have vlogged some of that because I'm sure you would have been interested in it, but I didn't, so I'm sorry. But it has meant that my evenings, where I normally do my knitting and crochet, have been taken up with the admin side of the business, sorting out social media, updating the website and getting all the lovely new classes online, recruiting all of our new contractors. So I've been super busy with work, and although I've been very, very crafty, I've got absolutely nothing to show you. Now, I don't see that changing anytime soon. We're knocking through at the end of July, and we're opening officially mid-August. Obviously, for those of you who are in the UK, the children have got 5 weeks left of school, and then we've got the 6-week summer holidays. So it's going to be a crazy time. I am going to be super busy, being super duper entrepreneur, woman and mother, and I can't see me getting any knitting done. And actually, I don't want to knit at the moment. It's way too hot to even think about shawls and jumpers and yarn. I love making socks, but I don't want to endlessly make socks, and really that's just boring viewing for you guys, endless pairs of socks. So I've decided that as far as the podcast is concerned, I'm going to take the summer off. But that doesn't mean you're not going to see me. Rest assured, I'm going to do loads of vlogging. I've got PomFest and Fibre East coming up, so I'll do vlogs of both of those. I'll do some yarn hauls of the bits and pieces that I purchase at both those events. I'm going to do lots of craft vlogs, so talking about all of our new classes, showing you some new tips and techniques. I've still got all my sewing and dressmaking. someone's at the door. That frightened the life out of me. Just a second. So that came through the door, sorry, frightened the life out of me. Anyway, where was I? Sewing. So I'm still going to do all of my sewing videos. I've got lots of things I want to make for the summer. I'm going to do some pattern reviews and various other things. I've got lots of fun vlogs that I want to do. I've got all sorts of new things that I've purchased recently that I love and would like to share with you. So really throughout the summer period you're going to see plenty of me on YouTube, but an actual official knitty crochet podcast is going to go on a rest break until the autumn. So obviously please do stay subscribed. If you're not interested in the bits and pieces that I pop up, then that's fair enough, but obviously you will be notified then when the podcast returns in the autumn. And if you do want to keep in touch with what I'm up to, then the best places that you can follow me is on Instagram. Now I've actually got 2 Instagram accounts. If you want to follow me and what I do, you need to be following Arty Farty Mac. And if you want to follow Beautiful Things and what the studio does and all of our classes, then you want to follow Beautiful Things HQ. So 2 separate Instagram feeds. What I've also done, and lots of you have already befriended me, so thank you. A couple of days ago I set up a new Facebook profile. So I have a personal Facebook profile as Claire Mackiness. You'll find me, I've got my stripy Taliesin jumper and my bunches in. It's actually one of my podcast pictures. That's my profile picture. And on that profile, that will just be me, my day-to-day, everyday life, out and about, everything I get up to, crafty stuff, things I find funny, things I want to share. It's a proper Facebook profile from a proper person. So it's not a business page, it's just me. And the reason that I've set up a completely separate one from my actual Facebook profile is purely just to keep my children out of the limelight, keep my family out of the limelight. It will still be very, very from the heart, very open and honest, and you'll get me just as you find me. But obviously it does mean I can choose exactly what I put on about my children and where I am on holiday and things like that, which obviously you shouldn't really be sharing in the general public. So it's a public profile, it's set to public, anyone can be friends with me. You don't even have to be friends with me if you don't want to. You can just click the follow button and you'll still see what I'm up to in your feed. So feel free to pop over and find me on Facebook. But remember, you will find 2 of me when you search Claire Mackiness. The me in a jumpsuit standing with a white Range Rover is the me that is purely for my actual real life friends and family, those that I know, that I spend my day-to-day with, my mum, my dad, my best mate, etc, etc. And my stripy jumper is for all my out there friends, my crafty friends, anyone who wants to chat knitting, crochet, sewing, and find out sort of what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis. So I look forward to having a chat with you over there. So the last thing that I want to let you know is about a hashtag that I want to start. It was actually the idea of a good friend and marketing guru, the lovely Emma Dias from JW3 PR. Now she knows me very, very well, and she knows that I like a G&T, a cheeky cocktail, a glass of wine, and although I'm not drinking every day and night, I do enjoy a tipple now and again. So a lot of my Instagram feed, it would appear, is my knitting or my crochet or my sewing alongside whatever drink I'm drinking on that particular occasion. And she said, you need a hashtag, Claire. How about hashtag craft with spirit? And I really like it, mainly because I'm crafting with a spirit, but also I craft with spirit. I really, really love it. So I want you to join me over the summer with my craft with spirit hashtag. So if you're doing crafts and you're enjoying a cheeky tipple, tag me in and then use my hashtag. And what I'm also going to do, hopefully over the course of the summer, is I'm going to do a few little videos on my channel of some of my favourite cocktails that I like to make, a few tutorials and a few reviews of some of the bits and pieces that I've maybe found, sampled or enjoyed over the summer months. So rest assured, I am going nowhere. You're going to see plenty of me over the summer, and I'm really looking forward to enjoying the sun, enjoying some nice drinks and plenty of crafting with you all, and I will see you back with another podcast in the autumn. So thanks for watching. Take care for now. Bye.